Hey guys, check this out. What I got here for you today is this plasma cutter, and I'm excited to show it to you because I have the first version of this, which it was the BTC550DP, and I reviewed it and it was an amazing machine for the value. As a matter of fact, it was one of the best sellers on Amazon. So this time we're gonna be reviewing the BTC550DP plasma cutter. This is gonna be a 55 amp plasma cutter with a pilot arc, and you have a bunch of new features and of course more power. So let's get this thing out of the box, and I'll show you what's in the box. I'll show you how to put it together, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut some metal. Okay, so here's what it comes with the machine. You have some consumables, you have some Teflon tape, you got two hoses, clamps, two electrodes, and two extra tips. You got your hose clamp, pretty strong and sturdy, and actually pretty long. Right here is a 1 by 10 millimeters, so it's thick too as well. You got an air hose. You got your instructions. You got your torch gun, which it looked very identical to the first one. It comes with a guard in it, so you can just put it in and drag it, cut in the material like that. And this is one of the coolest things. This is a dual voltage, so it comes with an adapter for 110 volts. So you can use it for 220 volts if you need to cut some really thick materials, or you can use it for 110 volts with this adapter. And finally, you get your plasma cutter. So to put it together is very simple. We're gonna start with a ground cable. There's a little notch in here, and you're just gonna turn it clockwise. So now we're gonna put a torch switch right here. There is a little hole in there that's gonna go towards the bottom. And all we're gonna do is put it in, and this can be done by hand. It doesn't have to be done with pliers or anything. Twist it clockwise. So now we're gonna put a pilot arc. And last, we'll put our torch. We're almost done. Now we move towards the back. You're gonna have your power switch on the back, and you also have your air hose quick disconnect. So you don't have to use that hose that they provide you. If you have a quick disconnect hose, you can just plug it in right in. Now you can see that we have air pressure. We can adjust it as well. Let's see. So to adjust the air pressure, a lot of people just turn this knob. It has a little locking mechanism. So you push it in to lock it, and you pull it out to adjust your air pressure. But in reality, if you want to get the most accurate air pressure, you're gonna have to press this button, and it's gonna have to be in the air. So when I go to air, that's how you adjust your air pressure. So let me go through all the buttons so you know how to operate this machine. The first button is gonna be the air or cut, which I already explained. Air is gonna be just to adjust your air pressure, and then the cut is gonna be to start cutting already. And then you have plate and mesh, which is gonna be for different materials. Plate is gonna be just one solid piece of metal, and the mesh is gonna be like a grill or something like that. where you're not gonna have constant cutting material grounding. So that's what mesh is for. So then you got 2T and 4T. On 2T, when we press the trigger, we're gonna start arcing. We're gonna be able to start cutting. And in order to stop cutting, you're just gonna have to let the trigger go. Now in 4T, you can press the trigger and start cutting. Once you start cutting, you can let go and keep cutting all you have to cut. And then when you need to stop cutting, you're just gonna have to go back and press the trigger again. So in the bottom, you're gonna have your pilot arc and the post time. The post time, when you adjust it, right now it's set at 10 seconds. You can put it 3 seconds, 5 seconds, 10 seconds. It doesn't matter what you put it on. Whatever time this is, after you stop cutting and you let the plasma cutter go, the torch go, it's just gonna keep, air is gonna keep flowing for 10 seconds just to keep the consumables cool. And then for the pilot arc, when we go to pilot arc, that's 5 seconds. What you can adjust that as well from 15 seconds to all the way down to 3 seconds. And what that does is it will let you start the plasma cutting going without having any ground material in it to start with. So if you start pressing the trigger and it's gonna go for whatever you set it. If you set it for 5 seconds, you're only gonna be able to cut for 5 seconds and start cutting, or it's gonna cut down on you. It's not gonna cut anymore. Once the machine knows that you're cutting because you're grounding the material you're cutting, then it's gonna keep going. Okay, Gabe, enough talk. Are we gonna cut some metal or what? Yes, let's take this plasma cutter to the welding table and let's see what it can do. Alright, so we're gonna start with this. This is a painted piece of steel, about 3 millimeters. We're gonna do 25 amps around 40 psi, which is like the minimum recommended for that. Let's see how fast we can cut these and how clean does it cut it. So pretty clean, a little bit of slag in the bottom, which is normal, and I think I could have gone a little bit faster, but that is a pretty clean cut, pretty straight. Now let's move to something a little bit thicker and see what happened. So here's a piece of 3/16 of an inch. We're just gonna cut a little piece, see how fast it can cut it, and again we're gonna see how smooth the cut is. Okay, check this out. Super clean cut, 3/16 of an inch. A little bit of slag in the bottom, normal. You can clean that up easily with a flapping disc. Alright, so we're gonna move up to a 1/4 of an inch flat bar. Let's see what happens. So my speed was not really that good on that one, so I had to go back and redo it. But even though it was still a pretty good pass, pretty clean, check this out. A little bit of slag in the bottom. This is a 1/4 inch flat bar. Let's move up to something even thicker than this. So I found it. This is a 1/2 inch 15.80 something, close to 16 millimeter of solid steel. We're gonna try to cut it. See what happened. Please tell me that you saw that. This is ½ inch of solid steel, and look at that. Alright guys, we're done testing. As far as I can tell you, this thing performed just like they say it will. This is ½ inch steel, and you already saw how clean, how easy that was. Bestarc definitely impressed me when it comes to their machines. I don't know, to me they make good quality machines for the price. This is one of them. The other one was good, this one is even better. So that's all I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video and you like it. If you like this kind of content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.